Hi there, I'm Pastor Brian, and it's time for Questions from Kids. Autumn from Tulsa, Oklahoma asks,
If Jesus meets our needs, why do some people not have enough to eat?
Autumn, that's a fantastic question, a difficult one, because we know that God has promised to meet needs, but at times we see people who, maybe are homeless or who are hungry, and we have to ask, how do these kind of align? Well, let me kind of answer this a little bit because it's a really challenging one, but let me kind of speak to a couple ideas that are baked into this question. The first thing is this: we have to differentiate between what is a want and a need. I think sometimes that's kind of a problem, that we assume that wants are actually needs, and they're not. And God does not promise to give us our wants all the time, just our needs. So that's the first part. The second part is this, that we have to look at this over the long term. There may be somebody who goes without a meal and is hungry, and we can say, well, God's not meeting that person's needs, right? But then God provides for that need the next day and they have food to eat. So you have to look at the longer term as well. Another aspect is this, that God has promised to meet needs, and He chooses to use the church to meet a lot of those needs. So a lot of this should cause us to care deeply about stepping in to other people's lives and recognizing there are people who are hungry in our towns. And God has given us resources to help meet those needs. Are we being faithful? Are we giving generously? Are we serving? Are we spending time helping at a soup kitchen, for example, that is there to help meet the needs of people who don't have money right now? And so there are a lot of things going on here in terms of those practical needs. But the bigger idea here, the idea that we can be a little bit more clear on, is this: the greatest need we have is not food or a place to live. The greatest need we have is Jesus. And God has completely met that need by giving us Jesus to provide salvation for us when we trust in Him. That is our greatest need, and that need is available for anyone who calls on Him. And so we have to remember that as well. As we seek to meet the physical needs of people, the greater thing we need to do is make sure we are stepping in to share Christ so their greater spiritual need can be met. So here's a question back for you to consider. What needs will you trust Jesus to meet?